And welcome to the stage, Alondra Topete, Hall of Fame producer, speaking about how to write quality business and minimize chargebacks. Get on your feet, give her a round of applause.
All right, how are you all doing today? I hope you guys are taking a lot of notes. You guys have had a chance to listen from our huge top producers, and I hope you guys have taken a lot already. What I want to talk to you guys today is about chargebacks, right? A lot of us can think of it very negatively, but the reason is it can be negatively if we don't know that what's expected, right? So just like any other business, a lot of us don't come from money if you're anything like how I was. So I didn't understand how a business works because I came to FFL and I was treating it like a hobby, so it was paying me one. I didn't realize that, hey, you can get staff, there's expenses, we're buying leads, and I didn't understand how chargebacks work. Once I was like, okay, well, Walmart and Target, everything else has like stealing, so everything's accounted for in other businesses. In ours, it just happens to be chargebacks, which is not a bad thing if we know that it's about 20 to 30% of what we write is just gonna fall off, no matter what, and there's no running from it, right? So all we have to do is just correlate that into whatever we're want to make. So if you want to protect 20 families, you're gonna add an additional 20 to 30% of what you want to make, right? I just gotta help 30% more families. So really, guys, the reason why people get in trouble is because a lot of us start thinking that we get our emotions, right? We think that we start running from it. We think that we made all this money because we've been working so hard, and then we stop. People let off the gas pedal. They end up spending all the money that they just made, and then when it comes down to buy leads, we don't have any more leads, and then we just got chargebacks, so we're running from it, right? We're running to different carriers. We're avoiding the chargeback. We see it as a negative instead of it being like, okay, what if instead of paying off my chargeback, because like if you're anything like me, they scared me, and I'd be like, I need to go pay it off. But then I was like, what if I just spent that into leads? That's gonna trick me into, I have to go work now. So instead of paying off the chargeback, I would spend that into leads, so then I have more people to see, so then I'm gonna make the money back and some. So when I started seeing it like that, this business became super, super easy for me. I'm like, okay, I know that 20 to 30 is gonna fall off, but if there's tips and stuff that I can say in the home to make that better, I'm gonna be all about it. So I'm gonna give you guys some tips here. So the first thing is when we're in the home, it's important that we're actually breaking down the budget, right? And we wanna break down the budget because then we know where the money's coming from, how is the family spending the money. A lot of the times this gives us a good idea, so before we give them the numbers, the 3 different options for them to pick, they're able to, we know that we're gonna give them 3 prices that are gonna fit in range. Or maybe we're gonna get the clients that say, hey, I don't have the budget for it. I don't have money for it. But then we can see, hey, you're spending $300 a month on like entertainment, and we don't have money for life insurance. So allowing that allows us to really give the clients the option to make sure that we're not overselling and we're finding something that's gonna fit in budget, right? If Bob tells you, I want $50,000 in coverage, but you're looking at Bob's budget that you just broke down with him, and it's telling us that he can only get 10, it's a lot easier to make him come off the ledge and say, hey, Bob, why don't we start off with 10 first? And then you're stuck with me forever. We can add this on as more comes back, but we're gonna make sure that your family's gonna be protected. It's easier to do that and them easy to understand because we're breaking down the budget. We're not fighting with them. It makes logical sense, okay? Second one is we're making sure we're in the home. It's sign or decline. It's, hey, my job here today is make sure that we're gonna protect your family. So if something happens to you tomorrow, we got your policy submitted to the carrier, they approved, your bank draft went through, your family's protected. So there's no confusion with them, and if not, we're not thinking about this, there's no confusion why I'm there. You're gonna decline this form if you don't want it to. I just have them sign off the financial inventory and I'm done. I'm not gonna come back, we're not gonna keep thinking about it. There's a lot of families we gotta service, it's just my job to make sure I get the information to you, right? The next thing is educating our clients, right? The reason chargebacks happen sometimes is because our clients don't know what they're getting, and it's very important that we make sure that they know hey, this is leveled. This is level coverage compared to graded. This is why I'm different from the TV commercials than, my job is to shop all these different companies to find the best rate for you. This is why all these different commercials, they're not gonna ask you, you're not gonna be immediate coverage. So it's making sure that they understand exactly what they're getting. The next one is approval on the home, right? A lot of us work with Americo. We know how awesome that little message is. A lot of us wanted to call them back in a couple days to solidify the sale. Guys, we're already in the home. And if Americo already approved them, show them, hey, look, you're approved. There's our peace of mind. We don't want to have our clients, if we know that they're approved, why are we going to have them wondering, am I still insured? Why do we want them to go fill out another lead form to have someone else get in there who's not going to take them the best care that you may be? How do you know they're not going to tell them what's right or what's wrong? What if they're going to just sell them something and they're not even, it's for the agent's benefit and not for the client's? So when you're in the home, making sure that there is no confusion, they are approved, and they know that they're taken care of. God forbid anything happens to them, their daughter Mary knows that she's going to get a $15,000 check because the premiums went through. We have an active policy. The next thing is, do not push out draft dates. So that one's a really, really, really common. A lot of us want to ask our clients, hey, when do you want to pay for this? Instead of letting them know what's going to take place. Hey, Bob, we're going to submit your application today. If they approve, congratulations, you will see a draft in the next 24 to 48 hours, okay? Moving forward, is that date okay, or the following month, would you like it on a certain day? If it's a problem, they'll tell you, perfect. I will go ahead and email Americo, and we will make sure that it gets set up for that day the following month. But making sure that once you're approved, your premium will go through just like your car insurance does, and you will be approved the following day. Does that make sense? Yes, I'm letting them know. A lot of us want to push out draft dates because we think the client can afford it, but guys, they can afford it. They can afford it. They can go shopping and they spend without it. This is an emotional sale. So if we're selling it and they're seeing a charge 3 weeks later, they're gonna be like, what is this? I didn't do that. I just got it this yesterday. Something was charged on my card like on a 1-year renewal, and I'm like, what is this? I didn't pay for this. So it's the same thing that happens with our clients. When they see they're not gonna remember that they sat with you 3 weeks ago. And again, it falls back to the thing. We're giving them time to still think about it because they haven't paid for it. So making sure that they understand that the sale is tied to the whole process. The next one is folders. So I like to call the carriers and get folders from every single company, okay? All of them are going to send you folders for free. But then I recently got from Jamie Churio, which I absolutely loved, is we all have Amazon Prime. You can easily go on Amazon Prime and order colored folders, okay? You buy those color folders and you leave it with your clients. I was just leaving them like the Americo folders and the Mutual of Omaha folders, but I like the color ones even better because now I give them both. Because then I tell them, hey, when you get your policy in the mail, it comes in a white envelope. How many white envelopes do we not get, right? A lot of them. So I want to make sure that the clients know exactly what they're getting. And on their folders, I get with a Sharpie and I'm able to write how much coverage we got for the client, what's their monthly premium, what kind of policy it is. I literally write out, hey, your premium is $56, and I write, premium never changes until you die. Like, I write all that stuff out, and it may sound silly, but when other people are reviewing family members, I want this to be as seamless as possible. I want them to know exactly, so if another insurance agent wants to come in and tell them, hey, you supposedly have this, they can easily go open their red folder that they're easily gonna be able to locate, not a white folder, because they put it into the plastic ones that I left them with, and they're gonna see then my phone number on there. They're going to see what kind of policy they got, with who, what is a policy number, how much they have. So there is no confusion at the end of the day. And then I like to even write on their folders in Sharpie. I'll ask them at the end of the appointment who their beneficiaries are, and I'll write out there why we got this policy on there. I know a lot of us can leave the leave behinds, but I like to just do it in Sharpie on that folder. So anytime they think about canceling, I can just go tell them, hey, and I get a call, hey, can you go open that red folder I left you? And I need you to write, why did we get this policy? Guys, when you do things like that, it just makes the client second think like, okay, maybe this should not be the first thing I should cancel. There's other things that I'm spending money on if money's tight, but this is not something that I'm gonna cancel for that reason. So things like that, guys, really just help solidify the sale. As well as the end, my favorite, guys, was cementing the sale by taking a picture with our clients. I always like to I just feel like nobody's doing that. Nobody outside of FFL does that. Who goes and takes a picture with an insurance client? So I always like to selfie with them, text a picture back to them. If they're not good with their phones, I like to save my name and my contact with my picture that they took with me. And I'll write Alondra, your insurance agent, like as my contact. I just want to make this, again, as easy as possible so they're connected to me. Because at the end of the day, our clients just want to make sure that you care about them and their family. And that's all I'm doing. And if you take all these tips that I told you guys and you mention it into your home, I promise you, your chargebacks percentage is going to be less. I've realized that the little things that I've done, sending them the thank you notes, it goes a long way. I still get clients that I wrote 2 years ago when I first started selling insurance, like, hey, I couldn't find your card. I lost your card, but I found you in my contacts with a picture that we took. I want to get insurance now for my daughter. I want to get insurance for my friends. Like, I want to add more insurance, and I want to refer you clients. So it's these little things like that, guys, that are just going to help you guys make more money, protect more families, and protect the business that you guys are already writing, because that's the most important part. We can go out there, but we got to make sure that we're doing the extra steps to solidify all of our sales that we're doing. Thanks, guys.